Allah could give us so many things that are halal, but the shaitan is going to beautify what's haram to us. That was well articulated, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum, another episode of Ask SQ. Those questions keep pouring in, I keep answering them, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. I was hoping you can help me in a personal matter that I'm going through with my daughter in regards to homosexuality. Last August, my daughter ran away. She said she is gay and wants to live her life. I felt, damn, like this is a mom texting me, bro. Like this is a mom DMing me a message. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered us children to be good to our parents and not to hurt or harm our parents. That does not mean doing things and not being able to live your dreams, but if you're doing things that are not only displeasing to Allah but also displeasing to your parents, you're losing. You can't not only displease Allah, that's one thing, but now you're displeasing your parents too. It's not like, like you want to be a lawyer but she wants you to be a doctor and she's upset and messaging me. Nah, bro, that's not displeasing Allah. If you want to be a lawyer but your parents want you to be a doctor or get married, and that's not displeasing to Allah. That's something very, very natural for you to do, and you have every right to do that. But this mom is texting me, she's DMing me about her daughter being homosexual. Like, that's crazy. That is so crazy. Inshallah, let's continue to read this. She said she is gay and wants to live her life. I fell apart and I yelled at her. I told her that this is haram. Let's pause right here. This is advice to parents. Parents out there, please listen to what I have to say. When kids come to you with some information, the first reaction that you have is that haram. I understand that that's the first reaction that you have as a parent, that this is haram. And it's out of love. It's not out of you hate them. You love your children so much that you don't want them to harm themselves because you know what's good for them, even if they might not know what's good for them yet. Look, people already have a fixed and closed mindset when it comes to religion and being religious and religious figures and all that sort of stuff. So they already are coming with these walls in front of you. And when we start off with words like haram, it's like only confirming and building up that wall higher. Our job is to brick by brick take down that wall so that we can speak to people on a level. When we start conversations with haram, it's already like they already have that wall. You're only causing them to build that wall higher. And guess what? You and I won't be able to climb that wall. The first thing you do is start throwing up those words like haram. Just because someone knows something's haram doesn't mean they care that something's haram. Let that sink in for a second. If you start, talking to kids about haram and halal, they might not even have a full understanding of who Allah is, what His qualities or characteristics is, no matter how much of a good job that you've done. The children need to have an understanding, a full development of who Allah is and what is His qualities and characteristics. When you throw words like haram and halal, it doesn't really make sense to them. It just goes over their head, and they don't really care about it. It doesn't really affect them at all. By labeling them and saying those words like haram, what happens is that you push them away. You end up pushing your children away. And you never think that where are you pushing them to? So you push your children away. But where did you push them? That's the question you should be asking. You're only pushing them towards more haram. You're only pushing them more towards the displeasure of Allah. So what do you do when a kid comes to you, when your child comes to you, or someone that comes to you that you may not like their answer, but you have to listen to their answer? What should you be doing? You should listen to them. You should ask them more probing questions. Ask them, since when have you been feeling this way? Why do you feel this way? Why do you think that this is happening right now? Talk to me more about this. Have you experienced anything? You need to engage your child in conversation. If you start just dictating what you want them to do or whatever, you're not giving them the ability to grow as a person. You can't let them grow, they'll run away from you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam that it is out of His mercy, Allah's mercy, that the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam is so kind to the people, because indeed if the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was rude and harsh to the people, they would have ran away from him. Don't make people run away from you. If people are not staying around you, if people run away from you, flee from you, it's because you're harsh on the people. Don't be harsh to the people. I told her that I know that these feelings are real, but she has to fight them. I think that's sound advice. I think that's very sound advice, but at the same respect, you might not understand why they have to fight them. Again, it comes back to that understanding of Allah, that relationship with Allah, that taqwa and consciousness of Allah. It might not be there. That's not a reflection on your parenting. It's taqwa. It's something that a person's supposed to have and develop. It has nothing to do with the parent at all. I told her this is her test. MashaAllah, that's, I think, very sound advice. This is a test. And just remember, I said this in a previous video, that just because you want to do something that you feel is right to yourself does not mean it pleases Allah. We are only, as Muslims, allowed to do that which pleases Allah. If it displeases Allah, it should displease you. But that's a level you have to get to. You're not, at that level immediately. You got to develop that level. Whatever pleases Allah should please you. Whatever displeases Allah should displease you. 99.999% of stuff that pleases you, pleases Allah. It's that other 0.0001% that displeases Allah, that the shaitan beautifies for us and makes us inclined towards more. Let me explain. The Jannah that Adam alayhi salam was in, he had every single tree. He could go to any tree that he wanted to do. anything. Allah said this entire place is yours. The shaitan beautified one specific tree. Why? That's his job. Allah could give us so many things that are halal, but the shaitan is going to beautify what's haram to us. That was well articulated, mashallah. I don't know what to do. I tried giving her love. I tried everything a mother should do. She won't answer me. And you know what? It's not easy. It's not easy, but I think that it all comes down to accepting that this is something that she's going through right now and being there for her. Because if you push her away, being there for her, talking to her, not about homosexuality, but just developing a better mother-daughter relationship, having a better relationship with Allah, just doing more spiritual things, because inshallah that's what's going to help your relationship and the relationship with Allah. Try not to mention it too much. It all comes down to God consciousness for her, inshallah, and for us as well too. Thank you, sweetheart. Try to just continue to develop a loving relationship with your daughter. That's my biggest advice to you right now. Like, just continue to develop a loving relationship with them where you're not mentioning any of those shortcomings. You understand it's a test. They understand that it's wrong. They know it's wrong. They know it's wrong. That's why they feel, someone knows it's wrong already, and you make them feel even worse about something they know is already wrong. Like, yo, that's defeating the purpose. We don't want to do that. Someone knows it's wrong. Instead of drilling it as it's wrong, instead of doing all that, let's develop a more love of Allah in their hearts. Let's start developing that. Inshallah, that's going to be more helpful. I'm desperate because now she is saying that she will give up on Islam if Islam means hate. Now, unfortunately, in the culture that we live in and what they hear in the environment, they assume a lot of the imams don't understand their audience, and they talk about halal, haram a lot, when they should be talking about developing more consciousness of Allah, developing more love of Allah in their hearts. Imams and khatibs and just the religious organizers need to focus more on developing a love of Allah. Why should we love Allah? Why should we obey Allah? Because we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to develop more of a love. So it's not Islam that she's giving up on. She's giving up on the people. She's giving up on Muslims. She's not giving up on Islam. She thinks she's giving up on Islam, but she's really giving up on the Muslims. Does she still believe that there's only one Allah? Does she still believe that the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger of God? Then that's all that counts. The rest comes. The day of judgment comes. She believes in that too, believe me. But the thing is, she's not giving up on Islam. She's giving up on people. She's giving up on the Muslims because they're so rude to her. We are the ones who are pushing Muslims away from Islam. Us. We're so inhospitable sometimes. We are so rude to people sometimes. If someone's doing something wrong, we're so rude to them. We need to become better, inshallah. We need to become more hospitable to people and more welcoming, inshallah, to them. Otherwise, we're pushing people away from Islam. Sister and anyone else who are parents who are struggling with this, and children who are struggling with this too, just hear me out. Parents, your job is to create a loving, safe environment for your children that they can come out and share anything with you at all, no matter how ridiculous it is. As a parent, your job is to be a facilitator. I know, like, I'm a father of 2 children myself, 2 daughters myself. I understand that. In my eyes, I don't understand how they got so big, right? They're still going to be like this big in my eyes. But they're not anymore. They want to make decisions for myself. My daughter's 2. She wants to not even hold my hand anymore. She wants to make decisions for herself. Imagine someone being like 18. They want to make choices for themselves. We need to start creating and teaching children from a very young age to become decision makers, to become problem solvers. So we have to remember something, guys, that our children are growing up. Kids are growing up. They want to think for themselves. They're influenced by social media and everything else around them. We need to do a better job, facilitating discussions, creating a loving, supportive, and safe environment that they can share anything. And when they do share something with you, you don't push them away with making a face, being judgmental towards them. Because if they're not going to share it with you, who are they going to share it with, huh? If Fatima can't share with their mother that she has a boyfriend or she has a crush on someone or she's feeling homosexual thoughts, right? She's going to share it with Jessica. And Jessica's going to be like, girl, LGBTQ, you got to go explore your sexuality, and you got to try this, and drink this, is going to make you feel better. They're just going to give you a condom. That's today's sex ed. Muslims aren't talking about these things and having these difficult, awkward conversations. They are awkward. Then they're going to learn it from somewhere else, guys. And we need to do a better job as parents, as brothers and sisters amongst each other, to help people out. Children, if you're out there, just remember something. Be the coolness of your parents' eyes, because you're going to have kids one day. And imagine your kids coming and telling you this one day. Wallahi, your faces would be gobsmacked. You wouldn't know what to say. Wallahi. Be the coolness of your parents' eyes. That does not mean you don't express yourself. And if your parents have not created a safe, supportive environment for yourself, find someone who is trustworthy. You talk to me. Ask SQ is available. I'm here for you anytime that you want. But find a person that you really trust, that you can speak to. It's therapeutic to talk about issues. It's therapeutic to seek answers. Find counseling. Do something. But don't just hoarder in your feelings. That was my advice. I want to hear your advice right here. So in the comment section, I want you to lay your advice. What would you tell this parent? What would you tell this sister? And remember something. We're not here to be judgmental. We're not here to throw verses of the Quran where, oh, homosexuality is wrong. Look at the people of Lut. They know this. They know this. Where has that gotten us? No. I want you to give more sound, wisdom-filled advice. And if you have no advice for them, give them a good, kind, beautiful word down here that encourages the parent to stay strong, that encourages the child to stay strong, inshallah. But just don't push people away. Use your typing, your words, to put a smile on someone's face, because that's the sadaqah, inshallah. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you are following me right here on all my social media platforms. Subscribe to this as well too. Jazakallah khair for watching and taking your time to do this. I am outie. I'm in the park right now. I gotta go spend time with my family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you as well too. I love you all for the sake of Allah. I'm out.